Hey, what's going on out there? I'd like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So, if you're new here, I have two rules over on this channel. The first rule is to always use your own discretion when it comes to your credit score and credit cards. The second rule is to always verify whatever it is you learn, whether it's over here or another channel or anywhere. Alright, so getting into the video, this video is going to be about 5 ways you can protect your credit score in 2024. Actually, I'm referring to your FICO credit score, so I'm going to give you 5 ways, basically 5 tips that you can protect your credit score. Now, these tips aren't going to be listed in order as far as importance. They're all important. So don't think that just because I'm listing one first or one last, that is the most important or least important. They're actually all important. And that's what type of list this is going to be. So make sure you stick around to find out what all 5 are on the list. All right, so number 1 on the list is to set a budget. Now, this is important, and a lot of people don't think about this when it comes to credit cards. A lot of people don't think setting a budget will actually help them avoid seeing a decrease in their credit score. And actually it will, because one thing that setting a budget does is it stops you from overspending. And a lot of times when you overspend, you're spending more than what you are able to pay off. So when you're spending more than what you're able to pay off, you're piling up debt, you're piling up interest. You're usually doing it with your credit card too if you're someone who has a credit card. So you're usually piling up that debt and interest that you can't pay off immediately. And as we all know, when you leave those type of things around and your debt starts piling up, that has a negative impact on your credit score. So setting a budget actually can help, especially if you set a reasonable budget. Some people, they set a budget that's not too reasonable and they end up not being able to meet their budget. But if you set a reasonable budget with knowing what your expenses are on a month-to-month basis, that should help you avoid overspending, which in return can have a negative impact on your credit score. So budgeting is important when it comes to protecting your FICO credit score. Number 2 is for you to pay your statement balance in full and pay it on time. Now, I did a video a while back, and this video was about how 65% of your credit score, your FICO credit score that is basically made up of you paying and paying on time. So paying down your debt and making sure that you're paying on time. That's 65% of your FICO credit score. So make sure that you are paying your statement balance in full. I know some people, they don't like to do this. They want to carry over their balance every month and let that interest pile up. I know some people will say, what if I have a credit card that has a 0% intro APR? And that's cool, but you're still carrying over your balance. So when you're carrying over your balance, you're eventually going to pile up debt. And that kind of relates to point number 1 with overspending and not being able to pay off whatever it is you spend. So one of the cool things that comes along with budgeting is actually being able to pay off what it is that you spend on a month-to-month basis and paying it off on time, because that will actually help you. It usually has a positive impact on your FICO credit score in regards to increasing it or at least being able to maintain it. But when you start piling up debt and carrying over balances, that's how you get in that trap of risking your credit score and it decreasing. So pay your statement balance in full and make sure you're paying it on time every month. Number 3 is something that's talked about amongst people who are more savvy with credit cards, and that's credit card gardening. You may ask, what is credit card gardening? That's basically when you go a specific amount of time without applying for a new account, whether that be a loan or a credit card, whatever it may be. I said credit card gardening, so this is for people who have credit cards. If you don't have credit cards, it could be for other accounts as well. But there's a time, especially when you're attempting to build up your credit score, where you may not want to apply for new accounts. Maybe you don't want to go and try to get a new credit card or a new loan or things like that. You actually give your credit report and the accounts that are on there the opportunity to breathe, because one thing that hard inquiries do is it does have a negative impact on your credit score from time to time. Not necessarily long term, but it's usually short term and temporary. Now you got to remember, we're talking about 2024, so that's 1 year, and that will be a temporary impact. So in order to avoid that temporary impact, gardening is something that can help when it comes to that. So it may be something that you want to consider, especially in the short term. If you want to do it long term, you could do it long term as well. But in the short term, it can help. Number 4 is don't close out any credit card accounts. Now, remember, we're talking about a specific year. We're talking about 2024. So for 2024, you want to leave your accounts open, especially if they are in good standing. I know some people, if their accounts are not in good standing, or if they have a high amount of credit card debt, or if they're not getting enough out of the card as far as benefits and rewards, they really want to just close the card down. But closing the card down, especially a credit card, usually has a negative impact in the short term. So you want to be mindful of that. Remember, this video is about helping people avoid having their FICO credit score decrease in 2024. So leaving those accounts open, leaving them in good standing, making sure you're spending a little bit to keep them active, but also paying off whatever it is that you spend immediately. You don't have to put a lot of money on them. It could be something small, but make sure you keep them active so they don't close them out, because getting them closed out can have a negative impact on your score and drop your score. So you want to be mindful of that. And last but not least is to make sure you pay down your debt. If you're someone on this channel, you always hear me talk about how a FICO credit score basically comes down to how well you manage the debt that you have, aka the accounts that you have. So if you have a high level of debt, whether it be credit card debt, student loan debt, whatever it may be, auto loan, personal loan, paying down your debt can actually help you a great deal, especially when it comes to avoiding a decrease in your credit score. It actually can help you increase your credit score. So that would be my advice to all of you in regards to paying down your debt. It's usually obvious to see an increase in your credit score, especially when you pay down your debt. Now, sometimes when you pay off a debt, let's say you pay an account off, like an auto loan or a student loan, whatever it is, your score can drop, and usually it does because you're closing out an account. Now, usually it'll come back with time, but temporarily it does usually drop. This has happened to me. It has happened to countless amounts of other people as well. But paying your accounts down, like your credit card balances, leaving those open, of course, but paying down the balance, that usually helps you, especially in regards to your FICO credit score. So those are the 5 ways to protect your FICO credit score. I hope this video helps you out. If you're new here and you're feeling the vibe over here, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video, because I post weekly. And this goes to every single one of you right now. Be sure to hit the like button. That's your way of supporting this video. That lets the algorithm know you like this video. It also can help out other people who see this video. This is Water Your Soil. I appreciate every single one of you for coming by, and I'm out. Wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right? In the description box below, I always tell people, check out the description box below for extra resources from Water Your Soil. Part of the description box also showcases my book that I have. I have a book. It's been out for a while now. It's been out for years. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. The book is available. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. Most online bookstores have the book. And the book is basically about how FICO credit scoring works. Once you understand how FICO credit scoring works, you're pretty much on your way to helping yourself build, develop, and maintain a good credit score. So check the book out whenever you get a chance.